And today we're going to start talking about business building. Let's take a look. Yep, post a hive. There we go. Oh man, it is so much easier to get Vim going when you're on the right account. I gotta tell you, it's crazy. All right, so here we go, everybody. Let's get the chat overlay. All right, all right. Okay, so where do I begin? This is kind of crazy. Let's go ahead and share the screen before I forget, because I got to tell you, there's nothing more embarrassing than you're doing a live and you're getting going, everything's going, and you forget to share the screen, and you're talking and just talking, and you're saying, look over here and look over there, and you're making all of these, uh, verbal directions at what you're presenting, and there's nothing on the screen. They're just looking at your talking head, basically. It's embarrassing. It makes me feel I'm very unprofessional. Not that I would consider myself any type of professional content maker. Um, there's so many people here who have been doing it much longer, much better than I. Um, but that being said, I am good at a few things. So let's for a second let's take a time out from autoresponders and platforms and advertising, tracking and numbers and HTML code, and let's just put the brakes on and do a hard stop, and let's take a look at what we're doing so far. What I'm you see in online marketing, because you're building for your future. I am building for my future, not just my future, but also the future of my family. I believe, and there are numbers out there that support it, not my numbers, but someone's numbers, that with online marketing, you can build a great income. That being said, it takes work and effort and consistency. Consistency being the key for everything. So, you ever go to a restaurant, and you're looking at the calendar, and you're like, oh, today's Thursday. We need to go today because so and so is cooking, and they always do the best job, or they always give us the biggest portions, or whatever. That is horrible. That restaurant is doing a very poor job. As a customer, you shouldn't be able to tell who's cooking. The food should be so consistent that it doesn't matter who's back there cooking, the food is always the same. Now, this is a very difficult thing for a restaurant to achieve, but with proper, continual, consistent training, it can be achieved. Consistency is also key for online business. And it's the reason why so many of us online marketers stay in the what's that zone called? Stay in the hobbyist zone, or their I'm just starting out zone, or I haven't made my first $10,000 yet. That type of thing. Okay, because to be quite honest with you, yes, everything there's a learning curve. Everything takes a certain amount of money to get going. And yes, everything will take a certain amount of time, but you have to be reasonable and you have to be honest with yourself. Okay. Um, you don't want to be spinning your wheels for 5 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, a year and a half, 2 years, and your family and friends are like, so what's going on? What's going on with this online thing? And you're like, oh, I'm still in a building phase. I'm still in a research and development phase. Or if every time they ask you what you're doing, you keep on switching from one thing to another, to the other, to this other. And it can get very confusing for people. And then you're like, well, I'm building for my future. You just don't understand. Great. Now what I've done is I've just alienated my close personal offline physical friends and family by telling them they just don't understand because I'm building for the future. Um, that is just horrible. So for me, reselling was a savior. Reselling was something I really could understand. You just you buy something for $2 and you turn around and you sell that item for $15. And you do so on a platform that does the marketing and advertising for you and then charges you a fee for their problem basically. And with eBay nowadays, eBay wants to handle everything. They want to handle the promotion, they want to handle all the money collecting, they want to handle the payments. So it's like, okay, fine, eBay, handle it. I don't care. Um, but it made sense to me. It's the same retail model that was taught to me when I was going to school. You buy things in for a low price, you buy them in bulk, and then you turn around and you sell them one at a time at a retail markup. It's very the same retail model that's been in this country. I don't know, for at least what, a couple hundred years or something. So to me, it made sense. I didn't really have to learn anything. I just basically had to learn how to interact on eBay. And the funny thing about it was, um, I put up my first like 10 or 15 listings, and it took me a long time to do it. It took me like 2 days to put up 15 listings. And the reason why I'm saying this is because nothing that you're going to do in the beginning is going to come easy. However, the money started coming in. It took me a couple days to put it up, and then after that, I was like, "Wow, this is a lot of work. It's very stressful. I really don't know what I'm doing." And my phone was the ringer was all the way up, and it was just a really loud cha-ching sound. And I had made my first sale on eBay. My heart was pounding. It was a huge adrenaline rush, and the money immediately found its way to my PayPal account. And I thought that was exciting because I had been trying to do the online marketing thing and paying out here, paying out there, but nothing was coming into me. And it was really frustrating because with eBay, you make the sale, the money goes into your account. With online marketing, you make the sale, you see there's a commission waiting in your commission account, but there's always a minimal withdrawal for to get paid your commissions. And it never seems to equal the withdrawal. Like a lot of places have like a $25 minimum, and you're sitting there with $13 in commission. You can't touch the money yet. It's very frustrating. And some places like ClickBank, you've got $25 sitting in there. If that $25 sits in there, I think for 6 months, poof, it's gone. Now it's their money. They keep the money. You get nothing. And they're it's in their thing. It's in their user agreement. So they feel it's justified because they don't feel like they should have to store people's money. Hey, it's the way they want to do business. I choose not to do business with entities that are like that. I find them to be very predatory. That's another thing too. With your online business, you want to be super, super careful. You want to be very careful with your time because time is the only resource that you can't make more of. So today, right now on the East Coast, it's 9 p.m., 9 o'clock at night, and the day is basically gone. That's it. It's done. Today is done. So all the time that I wasted, frittered away, stupid conversations that I could have had or waited to have on the weekend or on a time off type of thing, um, that time is gone forever. I can never make more time. You can never make more time. You have a specific amount of time. And once it's gone, it's gone. There's nothing that can be done about it. regardless of how much money you have or how much power. There's nothing you can do. A good example of this is Steve Jobs. I'm not sure of another individual that has as much money and power as Steve Jobs does or did. So much so that that Apple told the U.S. government no, they are not going to violate or break into someone's phone for the government, regardless of what they think they did. It's a scary thing to say no to a governmental entity, and they did it and they got away with it, which I thought was pretty incredible as well. Now, Steve Jobs, keep in mind, he passed on. The cancer uh, overtook him, unfortunately, and all of his money and all of his power couldn't really buy him more time. Meanwhile, you got some schmuck like me, and I've been living with cancer since roughly right around, I want to say 2010, like towards the end of 2010, basically. Um, and I'm not anyone. I mean, I wouldn't say that I have money and power. I I wouldn't say that. I mean, I'm comfortable and I'm pretty happy with my life, and yeah, I'm building for a more prosperous future. Um, but I wouldn't say I'm the kind of guy that has money and power yet. Now I understand there's all kinds of different types of cancers. Some are more aggressive than others, and there's all kinds of circumstances that go along with it. But I'm just pointing out that money doesn't solve everything, and regardless of how much you have, you can never buy more time. It's done with. So, what's the point of all this? The point of all this is we need to budget our time, and we need to do so very wisely, and we need to be careful about our time. First, let's you know what? Let's type everything in title mode. So first, um, here's the thing. Set up a schedule. Okay. Second, well, I want the whole thing to be large and okay. Hang on for a second. Copy or actually cut. Let's just make it all body. Oh, son of okay. So first, set up a schedule. Second, test the schedule, and let's get this as big as possible. View. A little bit more. Okay. Okay. So this is super important. Setting up a schedule is incredibly easy. You can use Google Calendar, and I know that Google Calendar goes on everybody's phone. You can share it, it's interactive, and it's free. So Google Calendar will cost you no money. All right. So let's say you get off of work at 5 p.m. You're home at 6 p.m. and let's say dinner and everything is taken care of and you're washed up and ready to go at 7 p.m. Okay. So 7 p.m. you start work. Okay. And let's say you want to get done your email marketing. No, actually, let's talk about Hive stuff. So 7 p.m. you're like, okay, I want to return comments. So people who make comments on your stuff, you want to return those comments and be polite and stuff. And then you're like, okay, so that takes you to 7:30 p.m. So it took you a half hour. Okay. So then at 7:30, you want to start commenting on others' posts. Okay. And let's say you do that until 8:30. So you did that for an hour. and you want to create a post, and let's say that takes you an hour. So now you're at 9:30 p.m. And then you're like, okay, create two listeners mails, and that took you an hour. So now you're at 10:30 p.m. Okay, mind you, you're doing all of this after you've completed a full day of work, um, and you've been going at it for about 3.5 hours. You've returned comments, you've commented on other people's posts, you've created a post, and then you've created two listeners' mails. And now it's 10:30 p.m. and you're thinking email marketing. So you create an email to your list. So you create an email to your list. Now it's 11 p.m. And you're like, okay, it's 11 p.m. What do I want to do? You improve your funnel. Now we're at 11:30 p.m. You promote your links. Now we're at midnight. So now we're at 12 a.m. It's the next day. So you go to sleep and you wake up at 7 a.m. You slept for 7 hours. Okay. And now you're going to go to work and you're going to do it all over again. This is a crazy schedule because if you're working from like 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., let me look at this. 7 p.m. start work. So 6, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. So if you're working 9 to 5 and you're starting on your business at 7 and you're giving it a good 4, 5 hours worth of work and then going to sleep, you might find this incredibly hard to maintain 5 days a week. You might be able to do it 3 days a week, but 5 days a week might be a little bit too much. 6 days a week, you might think is impossible. Even though you're getting 7 hours of sleep, there might not be enough recreation time in here, enough recovery time. Depending on what your normal job is, you might be mentally or physically exhausted. And I'm not trying to give you a bunch of excuses on, oh crap, I forgot to put the link in the thing. That's so stupid. I suck at this. I really do. I am god awful at this. Okay. So it doesn't matter. I haven't really been doing this long enough, and my schedule's been real sporadic. Hey, John. Oh, so happy to see you here, man. I appreciate you. Okay. So this schedule might not be sustainable for some people. And for other people, they might be able to do this and even a little bit more. We are just at all different levels of capability, physically, mentally, depending on what kind of past experiences we have. So all of this stuff kind of sets us up pass fail type of thing. Okay. So that's why I say it's important to test your schedule. It needs to be sustainable, and it needs to be realistic, and it needs to be able to fit into your life. Okay. Um, so that's being able to budget time. I think personally is much more important than being able to budget money, because if you spend too much money, you can always make more money. But if you waste too much time, uh, you ran out of time. Now what? You can't make any more. Nobody can give you more time. Nobody can lend you more time. When you're out of time, you're out of time. That being said, this is pretty easy to do with content creation on Hive. But what if your business is different? What if you're just internet marketing and your whole purpose for a Hive account is to market? You're what's called content marketing. You're content marketing, and you're using Hive as your blog. So now what? There's gonna be different things that you're gonna do, different things that you're gonna concentrate on. However, you're always gonna want to return comments. I suck at that. I need to get way more better, more consistent at that. And then commenting on other people's posts. Very important to engage and get your name out there, get your face out there. Um, and then, of course, creating the content, and then the email marketing part to promote the content. And then, of course, your funnel, and then your links. Okay, so here we are at Click Track Profit. This is a training platform for internet marketing. Now, I've gone through all this before, but have you ever looked at it as a way to set up your business? Because look how it's set up. This top part where it says tutorials, this is just basically using the platform. Okay, this is how to use the platform. But here under Click, it shows you how to use Twitter, how to use Facebook, how to use Instagram, how do you use YouTube, Hive, podcasting. They tell you to go out there and like stuff. The two B's: build your business, build your list, and then generating traffic and CTP. Then they're talking to you about tracking your efforts and then profiting upon your other two. The different ways to profit: lead magnets, filling your funnel, making your budget, starting out with realistic monetary daily goals. This is basically a blueprint, a how to, step by step, how to set everything up. Okay, content marketing, with CTP talk and the different tokens and stuff, email marketing, and then having multiple streams of income: blog advertising, merchandising, maybe do some consulting on the side, maybe have some membership sites, very basic HTML lessons to get you going for tools. Talking about tracking again. Well, they're advanced tracking, but tracking. I don't advanced tracking, you know, a lot of people are using, okay, this is basic tracking and this is advanced tracking. But when you're tracking anything, don't even worry about those two words. You want the following information. You want to know whether or not they clicked, whether or not they opted in, and where they're coming from. Those 3 points is the barest minimum information that you need to require from a tracking service. And all of that, those 3 points, they all have to fall under basic. There are some programs out there that'll give you tracking, and it'll be like basic tracking for like, I don't know, $9 a month or whatever. And they'll tell you if it's a click, kind of if it's an opt-in, it's kind of sketchy on that, especially if you're using instead of a tracking pixel, you're using a forwarding tracker. That then things get real sketchy with whether or not they opted in. Pixel trackers are always going to be better than a forwarding tracker, so always keep that in mind. And then so you got your 3 points. Your lead capture page. I think the lead capture page thing should really be above. Lead capture page should really be right up here with the content marketing, maybe in between profit and content marketing, something, because lead capture page is so important. It's just crazy important. And then talking about crypto, and then community tips. I don't know some of these people, but I did watch all of them. So that's CTP. You got to kind of go through everything, and then as you're doing it, set up your to-do list on what you're going to do regularly and daily. Because there's no one here that's going to tell you do this, then do that, then do this, then do that. These are all how-tos, but you have to put together your own type of system. Okay. Now, the cool thing is if you, with Click Track Profit, it does give you an LCP builder, gives you some funnels. It's kind of their funnels, so you're going to want to put the people on your list first and then recommend these two funnels. Um, you can make email forms, and then there's an owner's area as well. But the owner's area requires an upgrade. The LCP builder, you can start building LCPs with the free account. Everyone will get one free account, one free LCP to build. Okay. Leads Leap, it's to build your business. It just starts out, man. 1, 2, 3. Do this, do this, do this, do this. Okay, so it tells you to find business ideas and products to promote by surfing ads and reading social reviews. Then it says build a marketing system. They have a list manager, a page builder, and a form and pop-up creator. And then get traffic. They have an advertising platform, social review platform. You can message your followers, and there's a link tracker. And then follow up. There's an email series, and you can broadcast to your list. Okay. I don't do a lot of surfing here, and I haven't really been like super active on here lately because I'm just looking at everything and evaluating everything and just testing everything out. I like that Leads Leap gives you a full array, full suite of tools that any beginner can just jump on here and get going and start building. So I kind of like that part about it. The part I don't like is if you're going to do some surfing, the surfing part of it is not secure. So this is the Leads Leap site, and as you can see, it's secure. My browser's showing it. This page is secure. However, if I start surfing ads, okay, so here are the ads, right? So I click on this one. There's always ads. So this pops up. Oh, this ad happens to be secure. So this ad is secure. The page is secure. Everything on here is secure, so I have nothing to worry about. I close the window. And $100 for me, really? Okay, great. So click on here. And the window pops up. Oh, and it's secure as well. Okay, so far so good. 2 secure pages. Promote crypto offers. And this page is secure as well. Oh, here we go. This page here, the page I'm surfing on, this page is not secure. And that's pretty much the only thing I don't like about this platform is that it's running, it's linked to some things that are insecure. This link viewer Leads Leap comes up as an insecure page for whatever reason. I don't know if they didn't tie their SSL certificate to this particular page, because linkviewer.leadsleap.com, link viewer is a subdomain of leadsleap.com. So this tells me that the link viewer subdomain might not have an SSL certificate associated to it, which means if this Christmas cache, if this little Santa Claus happened to be infected by a worm, my being able to view the picture and the specialized text here, the fonts, if there's a worm in any of this, because my computer cached some of these items to make it load faster on next view, the worm is now in my computer. It's residing in RAM. It's residing on my hard drive, and I didn't even click on anything. But that's the way this stuff works. A lot of these things on an internet page, they get automatically downloaded onto your computer without your knowledge, without warning. And in many cases, whoop, right by your virus scanner, right through your firewall, because this is the normal way a website acts. So that's the only thing I don't like. That this one insecure page. Now the page that pops up, totally secure. I can get with it. Okay. Now I'm the kind of guy that uses everything secure. My websites are secure, and everything that is attached to my website is secure. See that secure thing? I don't link out to anything insecure. Nothing insecure links to me. Okay. All the pages are like that. The blog page is like that, completely secure. The shop is definitely secured, and so is the shopping cart as well. Everything I have on here, all the images, everything is secure, because to me that's very important. I never want anyone to come up to me and say, Chris, my computer got infected because I looked at your website and I downloaded a picture and it was insecure and now I'm infected. To me, that would be a friggin' nightmare. And Lead Sleep, when I build a page manager, I like that the pages I build are automatically secure HTTPS, but my tracker, if I use a tracker to track links, they are not automatically HTTPS. They're HTTP. They default insecure. And to me, that bothers me because I want all my stuff to be secure. So if I click on it to use, I have to click on this little box, and it puts the S on there. So could I just put the S on there and make this secure? Yeah, I could. Um, but why does it default to an insecure page? Honestly, I don't know, and I'm thinking about putting in. Yeah, you see, here's the thing. This is why. It says here, note, use HTTPS only if you are sure the track site and all the sites that it links to are SSL ready. This is a sad comment on the entire industry of internet marketing, because the default is insecure. The entire industry defaults to insecure. When people want to, like when they go to grab their slicks and their splash pages, their capture pages from whatever company they're representing, those pages might be insecure. The images might be insecure. So Lead Sleep, to make everything on the up and up, says, okay, well, we'll default to insecure so everything works with our site. And then we'll give the user the option on whether or not they want to make it secure. But still, if you're using an insecure splash page, the only way to make it secure is to transfer everything to your website. And what I mean by that is you download it into your computer, you scan it clean, and then you upload it onto your website. Um, but the scary thing about it is if something is infected, you can never be sure. So it's always better to be secure than insecure. And that is really the only thing I don't like about Lead Sleep. I love everything else about it. Okay, so that being said, so we really, really need to figure out what we're going to do on a daily basis, how we're going to do it, and then track to see whether or not it's making us any money. You need to make money. Okay, so I'm going to end it here at this point. It seems like a really good stopping point. Um, uh, when we come back next week, we will carry this on farther, but we will look at a few of the funnels that I've created and a few of the options I've been using to drive traffic to them and the results that we've been getting, because the tracker here in Lead Sleep is unbelievable. Check this out. If I hit this here, it tells me how many clicks come in, the surfing duration of the person that clicked it, and where the clicks from, the platform the clicks came from, and the countries of the people that clicked. So that's a lot of information there. And it can be used to discover what platforms are working for you and what platforms are not working for you. And all the information is here and it's complete. So that's pretty kicking. I really like that aspect of it. Um, all right, y'all. So what I'd like for everyone to do is to go ahead and work on your calendars, work on your schedules, and test them, and try to get them as consistent and sustainable as possible. You're not. I think in internet marketing, a lot of people make the mistake of saying, you know, if I'm going to do this, and then they just jump right into doing something, but they don't allocate any resources. They don't allocate any time for it. They don't allocate any money for it. And you see them doing something and they do it for about 2 or 3 weeks, and then boom, they stop doing it. They're done with it because they couldn't sustain it. Sustainability is impossible. And we'll go more into sustainability next week because it's super important, and more about more detail in budgeting, scheduling, but more so traffic sources. I wish more people would talk about traffic sources and what they are doing to drive traffic and get those conversions. Okay. So you all have a profitable day and an awesome weekend. And I appreciate each and every one of you.